The name's James, Chris James, licensed to fill the brewery and parts of the Barbican with some of the best people in the entertainment industry. Welcome to PG Connects London 2026. It's good. Oh dear, I'm going to loosen that up a little bit. First question, is there anybody here from MGM in the audience? That's a shame, because I just put my name into the hat for that one, but never mind. Still not decided. Then again, we'll get out of the copyright issue, I guess. So this was just a small kind of homage, really, to both the games industry, the film industry, and of course the UK, and this incredible, particularly this incredible multicultural, not crime-ridden city of London, which I think are all particularly relevant to the show this year. Are you enjoying London so far? Yeah. Anybody been mugged? No, good answer, that'll be better. Right, okay. Right, in a few minutes' time, we're going to be celebrating the best of the British games industry on the Creative Kingdom track. And tomorrow we're hosting a transmedia summit in the Barbican, which explores the areas where games meets film and music, and that's kind of why that was sort of relevant to that. And we have a genuinely star-studded cast assembled, not just today, but 300 speakers over the next few days. But before I hand the mic over to that, I hope you'll indulge me a little bit. I can talk a little bit about us, and where we've kind of come from. There you go. This is my usual stand. I'm Chris James, as I said. I'm CEO of Still Media, a company behind this event, behind PocketGamer.com, PocketGamer Biz, PC Games Insider, Blockchain Game and Mobile Games Awards, and various other things. For the last few years, we've been part of a bigger family, the Enthusiast Gaming family. Is there any Enthusiast Gaming people in here? Yes? A few of us at the front, there we go. The CEO of Enthusiast is actually here, but they do loads of other stuff. They've got big PC gaming sites like Icy Veins. They've got tools for hardcore gamers, so the UGGG, the Sims Resource, the biggest community for the Sims modders, Addicting Games, Fantasy Football Scout, a whole load of other things. And everything they do and everything we do is about celebrating, supporting, connecting the games industry, wherever it may be in the world, whatever sort of games it's making. And that's what we're going to try and do today. But to understand us a bit more, you need to take a little bit of a step back in time. There we go. Back to the future. You see, this is a big year for us. It's an anniversary year. All right, a bit more reaction, okay. You don't know the anniversary, that's fine. Whilst I'm not quite as old as Bond, he's well into his 60s now, Still Media and Pocket Game are turning 20 years old this year. 20 years, it's good, isn't it? Thank you. And as you do, you've got to look back in time a little bit. When we started this journey, we were very different. We were different young men with a dream and a record contract. And the devices we were working on were very different. This is mobile phones back in 05, 06. And this is obviously a handheld console. Remember those? The original DS, that was amazing. Mobile games were different. The games that we were talking about were very different back then. These are some of the cracking games that were available on feature phones. And of course, the world was very different. This is an AI visualization of that period, so not great. It's a lot going on there. Some good films, fine. And of course, the games industry itself was on a very different scale. It's a bit hazier to get data from those earlier years, but estimates pin it around $31 billion. It's only about 15% of the size it is today. Of course, our media was very different as well. This is what we started out doing. This is our initial Pocket Gamer website. And we also started creating magazines. I've got them there, I didn't bring them up. It was so hard to download mobile games, we had to put a magazine into shops to explain to you how to download them. That's how hard it was. But we did that. We also launched a exclusive title for the then sort of market-leading mobile console, which was, of course, the N-Gage. Remember the N-Gage? Yeah, we loved that, didn't we? So we did the original, the one and only official N-Gage magazine. There was only one episode. And then, like everyone else in mobile, we kind of started to get to our feet in 2008 with the launch of the iPhone and the App Store, and we launched PocketGamer.biz. And as we grew up, we started to get, I guess, into our teenage years, we started to do parties and pitches. I don't know if people came to our mobile mixers. We did quite a few parties and pitches, to be honest. And we went to university. We went to the Student Developer Challenge with Samsung for a couple of years. That was great. Did some more parties. There was quite a lot of parties. So who's been to Pocket Game Party before? Everybody, good. That's good. There'll be one tonight. And more parties, and that's the end of the parties. And then, 12 years ago, we kind of put on a suit for the first time and did our first grown-up conference, PG Connects, not London, just PG Connects in Vinopolis. And from there, we went on our travels, our gap year. We went to Helsinki, We went to the Americas. I believe it's all one place now. San Francisco, Seattle, Toronto, Vancouver. We went to Asia, went to India, and then to China as well. We also tried out some different formats. We had a VR period. We had a blockchain period. That was in Hong Kong. We were there. And then we started awarding people, which was great. We've done a lot of great awards ceremonies. Obviously, like everyone else, we entered COVID, and we had to go a bit digital for a while. We did 10 digital conferences. I think we had enough of that at the end of it. I went a little bit mad, and you can see my hair evolved over the period. And my jawline has obviously gone down now, but there we go. But then we came back to life, and that's just in 2022. And now I'd like to feel we're kind of really in our prime. We're generally a kind of global events business. This is what we did last year. We were in Aqaba, in Shanghai, in Barcelona, in Korea, near Seoul. We were London, of course, Dubai, all over the place. And that's what we've kind of added up to. There are huge conferences out there, of course, but as an independent conference with multiple outlets, I think we're probably one of the biggest in the world, and we're very proud of that now. So some of the big numbers. And of course, against that, we've grown, but that's against the backdrop of a growing industry. So you might have blinked and missed it because it got updated in mid-December. But this is the current valuation of the games industry according to Newzoo, almost $200 billion. And it's forecast to grow 4.9% for the next couple of years, which seems pretty good. But I'll not be surprised. It's been upgraded a couple of times. I think it's going to get upgraded again when the final Q5 data is in. And I also think that if we look at what the real value of the games industry is, it's much, much bigger than this. I did an attempt with AI. It's not brilliant, but when we added together, because Newzoo's forecasts don't include hardware sales. They don't include PlayStations, Xboxes, Switches, Steam Decks, whatever. They don't include advertising revenue, which I think that's wrong, to be honest, but it's very hard to get accurate figures. They don't also properly account for D2C sales from web shops, because all their data is from app stores. So I think the industry is worth at least that. And that's still conservative, because that doesn't include the wider impact of the IP that's being used in film and TV. It doesn't include our games being used on different channels with WeChat, on Smart TV, Discord, and New York Times. It doesn't include influencers. Who are really, all their content, a lot of this is all about games. It doesn't include really esports. And so there's no dispute for me that we are the biggest entertainment medium in the world. But we still want to work with the rest of the creative industries, and we will continue to do that. And as I say, we have this Transmedia Summit taking place at the Barbican tomorrow. So if you get a chance to go walk over there, it's about a 5-minute walk, do check that out. It's going to be brilliant. There are multiple reasons why I'm bullish about the industry, and I think the industry can feel bullish. I usually do these big lists. I'm not going to do that quite the same way today, don't worry. But there's loads of, all the reasons I've talked about before are still valid. The distribution's getting broken up and getting excited. The app stores are opening up more and more. There's new app stores and stores, distribution platforms. Direct-to-consumer web stores are making a big difference. Obviously, games everywhere is this kind of trend where web games are growing. Games on WeChat minis and other everything apps on the New York Times. AI is obviously huge. We'll talk about that in a second. And then, of course, we have Schrodinger's Grand Theft Auto, as I like to call it, which is it's a game which is both going to revolutionize the industry and make us a fortune when it comes, whilst at the same time giving us all an opportunity to sell our games before it comes. So that's it's 2 ticks from that. However, there are still many, especially in Europe, and the last year or so, that have sort of not been very downbeat and have a sense of industry in crisis. And there's lots of good reasons. I won't go through them all again, but there have been genuine struggles we've kind of faced with inflation. There's obviously global tensions. Thank God that's ended. And then there's, we've also had IDFA, problems in mobile, all sorts of things, inflation. A lot of challenges have kind of happened. And they've had very real outcomes. According to Amir Satvat, who's the keeper of these numbers, over 45,000 people have lost their jobs in the last few years, which is bad. That's not a net figure, but it's still not great. And just this week, Meta shuttered some of their VR activities, Playtika let go some of their workforce. So it is still continuing to a point, but hiring is also happening at a bigger scale. The VC taps turned off. This was an estimation from earlier last year, not the final number, and we can see that movement. However, whilst all these things are true, it is still true that the opportunities remain. And this is actually, I think, possibly the best time ever to be in the games industry, the biggest opportunities. It just needs us as an industry to think a bit different, to stop imagining that the way it used to be is going to come back and we're going to have it. It's going to come back to how it was in COVID. It's not. It's going to come back to how we were marketing for IDFA. It's not. We need to think different. We need to grab the opportunities that are there. So on one side, we have AAA, supposedly struggling. AAA, it's not dead, but it's had a number of high-profile failures. Concourse, Suicide Squad last year, Call of Duty, Black Ops 7, Assassin's Creed Shadows. These aren't my words. This is the press talking. They all struggled, though. But on the flip side, we've had these incredible smaller projects that are bursting through and killing it. Obviously, Expedition 33 has won every award going. Schedule 1's only won Mega Bonk. There's Silksong, Balatro, Peak. There's hundreds and hundreds of games that have done really well. Even Arc Raiders, it's not an indie hit, but it's a smaller title that's done incredibly well. And the investment market isn't quite as dour as some would have us believe. This was the actual final level of investment, according to Drakestar, at the end of last year. Now, admittedly, it was buoyed by some big investments. But overall, it was a record year for M&A last year. Again, big investments. The EA deal, obviously, a big part of that. But a staggering $161 billion of deal flow across both acquisitions and early investments. And yes, investments, placements, private placements, actually investments in new companies, were down a chunk, only 509. The value was up because of some big deals. But I think that's slowly turning around. There's 150 plus investors at this event. So they're obviously looking for something. They're not just coming here for the free food and the booze. Well, maybe they are. But so I think that there's an appetite growing once again. And because once the top end, once these big exits, that fuels the whole circus yet again. And even if VC does cool, there are other channels now. This is a really boring slide, but I won't go through it. But there are other ways for you to make money, whether it's mobile, whether it's PC console, whether it's kind of grants, whether it's UA as a service, whether it's revenue-based financing. There's a lot of different ways to get money. You don't have to just rely. And of course, publishers. Publishers are back playing their role as well. Another thing people talk about is the red ocean. Oh, it's so difficult. It's so competition's never been higher. This is probably true in certain markets. I'm not arguing. But look elsewhere. The global games industry is not accelerating at the same pace in every country. If you look at the Southeast Asia and LATAM and the Middle East, those markets are going crazy. There are genuine opportunities there. Vietnam is off the charts. I mean, Turkey obviously as well, raising loads of money, going crazy. The Middle East is on an absolute tear. So there's opportunities there. We'll be running events in some of those places, so you come along and check it out. But you should be checking something. You should be looking at these opportunities and seeing if you can take advantage of these growing markets. China, huge opportunity, also seen as a threat, especially by a certain man in the White House. But it is the dominant games market now, and it probably will be for the next decade or so. It's not going to change because they can do AAA now as well as mobile. But even with their scary supremacy, you can look at how they're making money, how they view the industry. They've got these WeChat mini games. We don't really even think about that stuff. It's massive business. They view the industry quite differently. And of course, you can also publish your games in China. I know a lot of people are already, but there's big opportunities there for everyone. AI is the other one. Definite cause for wariness on many fronts. And I know a lot of people don't like AI, but it does create opportunities. It creates opportunities for everybody in the industry to improve their processes, to create more, to experiment more. Virtually every part of the games industry can use AI. And kind of, if you're not using it, you are in some way, even if it's just your own, or just idea sourcing, you are probably using it wrong. And there's brilliant other opportunities as well. The UGC opportunity is absolutely phenomenally huge. It doesn't get enough attention, like mobile doesn't get enough attention, but it's breaking all the records for engagement, it's breaking records for revenue to creators. It's going insane. And of course, the web shops, direct to consumer, absolutely massive opportunity. If you're a mobile developer and you're not talking to one of these partners, and a lot of them are here, then you really should be now. And you can also look outside your industry. The apps business is growing a fair old lick as well. It's actually growing slightly faster revenues than mobile games. And so you can look at how you can apply your skills there. We've got Simon Hay from Space Ape and now Duolingo will be talking about opportunities there later on. Obviously, as I said before, there's all the creative industries. Now, hopefully, some of that would have sparked some thoughts in how you can think differently this year, how we can really take this year on. There will be, however, 30-odd themed tracks of incredible content with much, much smarter people than me sharing their insights. So please do check out as many of those as you can. We've got over 300 speakers, as I said, and just an incredible, incredible lineup of speakers. We have all this content will be available. You should see it firsthand, because you should, right? But if you can't, you won't be able to see all 4 track rooms, then come back and there's the video vault in a couple of weeks. All of it's available in the schedule, which is the place to see the latest, constantly updated timings. And that also exists in Meet to Match. So if you haven't been in Meet to Match already, please do drop into it, because that is the heart of this event in terms of making meetings. We've had about 11,000 meetings confirmed, about 5,000 pending. We are running out of meeting tables, again, even though we grew at 30%, but there are a lot of spaces to meet. Barbican, check out the Barbican. 1,500 companies attending. There's 2 expo floors and loads of stuff to explore here. And there's also space just around the corner at the Barbican. Again, if you are looking for a little bit of space, it gets a bit squeezed in here, the Barbican will have some more space, as well as its own apps and transmedia tracks and a small showcase. We have all the fringe events. I won't go through them. If you're involved in them, you know you can see them here. Investor Connection and Big Indie Pitch Mobile today, Big Indie Pitch Console tomorrow, and the Speed Match. The Journalist Bar, if you want attention from our journalists, there's a space in the Indie Zone. You can go and talk to a journalist at any time, and you can vote in the Audience Choice Award. So please do that. Please vote and get and the winner gets a prize. And of course, the networking and the event doesn't end when the sun goes down, which is about 12 o'clock, I think. We have a party this evening at Bounce for everyone's welcome. I know there's about 7,000 other events as well, but please come to ours for a little bit in association with Archie. Thank you for sponsoring that. If you need help, you can go to reception. It might be a bit of a zoo at the moment, but support at pgconnects.com is actually great. There's 2 or 3 people monitoring that constantly, so they'll get back to you very quickly. The social media at PGConnects on your social media poison of choice. As Wi-Fi, you probably know. I have to do a couple of thank yous. I'm running a couple minutes over, but I won't go too much longer. I need to say, these events don't come together on their own, so I do need to say a huge thanks to our sponsor. We can get a small or a large round of applause, really, for some of our top sponsors. For AppCharge, our diamond sponsor. For our titanium sponsors, Zola and CashKit. Platinum sponsors, FastSpring, Tebex, Epix, Game Store, Xmox. Gold sponsors, our media, Crazy Games, Meta, British Columbia, Neon, Tamatem, Protege, Personality, SmartX, UserCentrics, Unity China, TechBlaze, Amber, Digital Turbine, Lawyers, Adjust, Snapchat, AppsFlyer, Duolingo, Wrapped PR, Archie, and SenseTower. Thank you for them. We also have silver sponsors. I covered everybody out. Thank you very much for your support. For our bronze sponsors, we've had a lot of sponsors. I am very, very grateful this year. It's been absolutely overwhelming, the amount of support we've had from people. Track sponsors as well. Associate sponsors, you're all brilliant, and I love you, not just because you give me money. And a big thank you to our media partners as well, who've helped us get the word out. You guys are great. And of course, to our Still Media team. Can I have a round of applause, please, for our Still Media team? They really, this is them in slightly more relaxed mode at a different event, but they do all the hard work and make me look good, which is very hard work. Okay, so I'm about to hand over to Charlie for the opening track, but I have one more thing. Actually, 2 more things. One thing is, if you do enjoy this, and I hope you do, we've got a lot more of it. We've got 10 events, PGC events, and a couple of others this year so far. So we're going to be all over the flipping world. London, San Francisco, Dubai, Malmo, Barcelona, Shanghai, Helsinki, Bangkok, Jordan, and Gran Canaria in December. Bit of winter sun. So please do join us, as many of those as you can. And, as I said, I was going to get to, I just have, in true Columbo fashion, we've gone from Bond to Columbo in the space of 20 minutes. I have just one more thing. I've talked about evolution and the need for the games industry to evolve. And we've been going 20 years, and that counts for us too, and it counts for me too. So I have a small announcement on stage to say that I am stepping upstairs. As me and the property, I'm actually going to become chairman of Still Media from the end after this show, from February 2026. And so I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving the event. I'm going to be working now on new opportunities, new business. And the Day Say Gaffer is going to be Dave Bradley. Come to stage, Dave. Get a round of applause, please. There we go. So, do you want to say anything? I don't know.
No, it's right. That's fine. Well, thank you very much, Chris. And also a round of applause for Chris for 10,
Fantastic.
20 years. 20 years of work.
Okay. I just need to do one quick thing, right? This is for my family. So if I can keep that applause going so I can get my selfie, that'd be great. See? See, they love me. Okay, all right, and on that note, I'm going to pick up my crutches. I do have a genuine injury. I did tore a calf muscle playing football with some 15-year-olds, lesson to self. But yeah, thank you very much. Have a fantastic PG Connects, and I will see you around. Charlie, over to you.